Xiomy here. So today I wanted to do a video as to 5 reasons to read a specific book, just because I read it recently and I really did fall in love with it. And the book that I'm talking about is I Am Malala, the girl who stood up for education and was shot by the Taliban, by Malala Yousafzai. I hope I didn't pronounce your name, and if I did wrong, I'm sorry. I didn't want to butcher it. I recently read this book and I really enjoyed every single aspect of this book, and I wanted to give you my humble opinion and my thoughts on to why to read this book. But I wanted to break it down into 5 categories, at least the 5 categories that I saw fit for this book. Now these are my own opinions, my own thoughts. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions and their own thoughts, and I actually did love it as to what it entails, the background of what, or the purpose of this book. I just wanted to give you the 5 reasons to read I Am Malala, and in the end I'm going to share a couple of quotes with you that I really did enjoy about this book. Reason number 5 to read I Am Malala is because you learn about another culture. Now, even though the pacing is a little bit slow in the beginning because you get all this background information, it's basically you're bombarded with a lot of information. And to me, even though it does make the book a little bit slow in the beginning, or so the pace is really slow, it is worthwhile because you get to know basically why was she placed in that situation and why was she a threat to the Taliban. And even though she continued to fight for education, both her and her father are people that, you know, I honestly really do admire, because they continue to fight for education and knowing that education was a right for both women and men, and to educate themselves so they won't be illiterate. It's something that I thought that was very worthwhile to fight for, and you know, basically for her outcome, so you can actually know why was it that she was shot. I think it is something that's important. Like I said, it is a bit slow, so if you don't like to learn about other cultures, you might find it a bit boring in the beginning, because that pace does set it out to be a little bit slow. But you know, learning about another culture was something that I really did enjoy reading about, because you know, it opens your mind to a lot of horizons and, you know, to a lot of different cultures. So I thought that that was something that was very well placed in the book, even though it did make it a little bit slow. Reason number 4 to read this book would definitely be because of Malala's tenacity and her strength. And not only Malala's tenacity, but also her father, you know, being a woman and standing up for education, and also her father, you know, standing up for the right for education for women, for them to be educated, was something that I thought that was very strong to see in a book, and how much he loved his daughter, how much he portrayed that towards his daughter. This is my faith that's coming in, this is my own expression of it, and this is what I thought of out of it. But you know, to me, it's like God told her, you know, I'm gonna give you the strength to fight, you know, I'm not gonna take that life from you, but you have to fight and you have to want your life. And it's basically her second chance that she's getting, and even though, you know, she was basically put through hell, she survived. And it's something that, you know, it's very heartwarming to read about. Her tenacity, both her tenacity and her father, is something that I did admire, and you know, continuing to fight. And not only her father, because you know, there were other figures also involved in the continuing battle between fighting for education and knowing that education is a right for everyone, was something that was very lovely to see in this book and to read about. And reason number 3 to read this book is the power of voice that it does have. If you are willing to stand up for what you believe in, this world would be so much better. You know, you always have to have people who are willing to fight, and people who won't be shut down by whatever is that's being said. You know, you do have people that are willing to fight for their education, and people that are willing to fight for, you know, this world to become better. And you know, you do have to admire those people, or at least I admire them. You know, the power of voice can be so strong if you're willing to stand up and to fight for it. And something that I really did admire about her father also, that he was willing to continue battle and to continue fight in this ocean of war, and just continue to spread education. Being illiterate isn't something that's important. You know, you have to educate yourself so you can analyze certain situations, certain outcomes, so you can think for yourself, and you basically, you know, be the judge of certain aspects that are happening around you. And it's something that I did really find interesting in him as a person. Reason number 2 for reading this book is basically because 2 languages are just woven together, and I did enjoy that aspect, that these 2 languages were basically merged or woven together without the outcome of the book. And you know, she does say sometimes what the word means, and if not, it's not stated, then you have a glossary in the back and you can actually read that. And I really did enjoy that aspect, that these both languages were just woven together. Now the writing in I Am Malala, I did find a lot of errors, so you know, the writing can be perfected a little bit. Reason number 1 for reading this book is because I am humbly grateful as to where I live, honestly. And this is not me being superficial or shallow, you know, it's just that I am humbly grateful as to where I live, that, you know, I have the right to an education. I have the right to go out and not being escorted by a man in order for me, you know, to be able to buy things. I don't have to be covered from head to toe, you know. I don't have semi-automatics going off in the background. I don't have bombs being bombarded, you know. And basically this book does make you appreciate your life a lot more, and you know, it's something that I'm going to be very appreciative of. And like I said, this is not me being shallow or superficial, but you have to be grateful for living in the situations that you live in and not being able to being exposed to all these negative outcomes. And it does make you reminisce on that fact that, you know, you should be grateful for where you live in and for where you were born. And that's something that I'm gonna have with myself for here until the end of my days, honestly, because that is something that's very important, and I really do appreciate every single outcome of that. And I honestly enjoyed this book. I highly suggest that you read it because it is a very good reading. And in a couple of seconds, I'm going to give you the quotes that I really did enjoy from this book. At the beginning, it says, "I come from a country that was created at midnight. When I almost died, it was just after midday. Maybe I'd take off my shoe and hit him. But then I think, if I did that, there would be no difference between me and the terrorist. I was a girl in a land where rifles are fired in celebration of a son, while daughters are hidden away behind a curtain. Their role in life simply to prepare food and give birth to children. It does not matter the language you chose. The important thing is the words you choose to express yourself. If people were silent, nothing would change. When someone takes away your pens, you realize quite how important education is. I know the importance of education because my pens and books were taken from me by force." This is one that I really enjoyed from her father. It says, "You are the one who said, if we believe in something greater than our lives, then our voices will only multiply even if we are dead." This is one that I really enjoyed and I really did love, and it's her father's pride. It says, "In my part of the world, most people are known by their sons. I am one of the few lucky fathers known by his daughter." It just, it brings goosebumps to me just because I have that strong relationship and that strong bond with my father. Final one that I'm going to share with you, it says, "Let us pick up our books and our pens. They are our most powerful weapons. One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world." Well, that's it for my quotes and that's it for my review. I want to thank you for watching, and if you read I Am Malala and you thought something differently, then let me know. I really like to know your thoughts. If not, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time, peace.